What if tomorrow you woke up and just like that, you had the body you've always dreamed of? Your health was on point, energy levels were high, and your confidence, through the roof. Completely Possible Fitness wants you to know that it's possible to change your life and make your dreams come true. We specialize in weight loss, muscle building, functional training, group exercise, and nutritional advice. Don't let another day go by not having exactly what you want. Contact Copo Fit and let us help transform your life. Copo Fit is on all social media, or you can email us at copofit@gmail.com. That's COPOFIT@gmail.com. Do you love drama as much as I do? Plot shifts and heart-pounding turns will keep you enthralled in the new book, Soiled Sheets by Phoenix Ash. Dana and Marshall are drawn to each other, but their flame has a tendency to burn and splinter all that once mattered, quite possibly even each other. Will they make it through the debris or become part of the ruins? Find out when you purchase your copy of Soiled Sheets by Phoenix Ash, now available via Amazon Books and all Kindle devices, and it's free with Kindle Unlimited.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at?
Well, actually, I live in Delaware now, so does that make me a Delawarean?
Sing it, girl.
You know, Beyonce is my friend in my head. Jay my people sometimes, too.
Yeah. I mean, like, be true, man.
You know, when I was a kid, I had an imaginary enemy. Like, does that make me crazy?
Life as P, presented by Say What Radio.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Life is P. I'm your host, Phoenix Ash. I say welcome back to our repeat listeners. I thank you for joining me, spending your time with me. If you're a new listener, thank you. I don't know how you came across this podcast, but I'm so glad you did. Hopefully, I can give you some things that will help feed your soul. And if you ever want to feed mine, please get at me. I'm on Twitter at PWrites, as well as on Instagram at PWrites. If you want to enjoy any of the books that I've written, you can find them on where can you find them? Oh, on Amazon. Yes, on Amazon. I'm so tired, guys. I've just been grinding extra hard. It's the holidays. But yes, my novels, In Her Makeup, as well as Soiled Sheets, are both available on Amazon. My motivational book, Long Neck Bottles, is available on Amazon, Kindle, and Audible. So please check those out. In Her Makeup and Soiled Sheets is also available on Kindle. And I believe all my books are free with Kindle Unlimited. So please check that out. Read it. If you get it free, I don't care. Go ahead. Make sure you read it and review it on Amazon. Let me know what you think, good or bad. I'm interested in the feedback. I want to talk to you guys about support. And I know that we've covered the topic before in a way of being mindful of how we think people support us and whether we're sensitive to the fact that people support us. Are we sharing our plight enough for people to know where we need support and how to support us? But I really want to talk about how we're supporting ourselves. And I know a lot of times when we talk about supporting ourselves, the first thing that comes to mind is money, right? How are we feeding ourselves? How are we paying our bills? Are we doing everything that we need to do in order to earn money to live? Are we choosing to live a dream on someone else's dime? Are we looking for other people to finance our dream while we make no money? All those things come to mind. But I also want to think about the things that we do positively and proactively to support ourselves. So let's say you wrote a book and you want people to read it, you want people to review it, and you want people to retweet it, to share your posts. All of that is great. But in thinking about my own journey and thinking about how often I say I'm really bad at marketing, first of all, I've said before, and I'm going to say it again, I really need to stop saying that. And I'm going to keep saying I need to stop saying that until I actually stop saying that. So part of what I'm questioning myself about is, okay, it's one thing to not have the digital know-how. It's one thing to not know how to create an ad or how to search for an audience. But the very basic thing of putting your work out there repeatedly, and sometimes it takes repeatedly. You ever see that someone who posted something on your timeline 4 days ago just showed up today? You didn't know that this was there. You're like, wow, this post is from days ago and I didn't see it. So then you got to think about it. You're like, I posted something 6 days ago. There's a whole audience that, not just audience public, but audience of people who are my friends, who are purposely connected to me, who have not seen this post. And so you should not get discouraged when you only have 1 like, 2 likes, or no likes. First of all, if you have no likes, but your people are purchasing your product, who cares? Because isn't that the bottom line? You want your product in people's hands. You want them to experience them. You want them to review them. So if they're not necessarily publicly saying, oh, I like your post, but they're going on the back end and purchasing your product and supporting you elsewhere, like, that's fine. Don't worry about that. But support yourself. And so I asked myself, like, well, are you showing support for yourself? You want other people to repost your ad or repost that you have a book for sale or repost whatever. But are you reposting? Are you too afraid to post again? Are you doing too much spacing between when you say, hey, I got this book for sale? I mean, when you don't constantly put your stuff out there, are you sending the message that you're not that pressed about whether people buy into this product or whether people read your stuff or whether people join you at this event or whatever? Is that the message you're putting out, that you're not pressed? Now, I'm a girl from Brooklyn, and so often the instinct is to put out the message that I'm not pressed. But then what am I doing it for? Why am I putting it out there if it doesn't mean anything to me if you pick it up? Why? I might as well write it for myself. I want you to enjoy my products. I want you to read my books. I got a new book called Musings While Binging, because you know, guys, I love to binge on television, music, memes, all of that. So if you're enjoying the podcast, definitely pick that book up because it's really an extension of the podcast. And these things that I ponder, I share them in the book. But look how long it took me to bring up that book in this podcast. I done talked about 3 of my other books. This is my brand new book. I just put it out. It's in time for the holidays. Great stocking stuffer. But it took me, 5-6 minutes into the podcast to even say anything about it. That's not being supportive of myself. It took me too long to let you know that this thing was available. Who knows when I'm going to say anything again? I'm going to purposely try to talk about it more often, to put it out there more often, but I need to figure out how to support myself before I start wondering or trying to figure out why there is only support in a particular area or not enough support in another area, or not the support I want or the kind that I feel I need. Am I providing those things for myself? Am I ordering copies of my book? Am I keeping it on hand so that when people contact me and want to purchase directly from me, do I have them available? Do I talk up my books in conversation? Do I let people know that these things are available? Or am I just purely reliant on the podcast to say that this is here, or purely relying on Facebook to just put up an ad, which is hit or miss? I don't even trust Facebook ads, so I don't even know why. I want somebody to click on my ad, but I don't trust Facebook ads. You know how many Facebook ads come up on my page that I do not click because I've been duped so many times where I've gotten a product that was just sucky, or I've attended a webcast that had no value in my life that told me nothing. So I I don't trust those ads. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I'll just do a Facebook ad. And no. So in trying to figure out where the bigger audience is, and I mean, don't get me wrong, there are things that I've done that I think work. And I think that I'm proud of myself. If you followed my journey, you understand that I've started this podcast when I began the journey of writing seriously and dedicating my life to pursuing my passion of writing. And starting the podcast was equivalent to that for me because number one, I needed to talk out my journey. I needed to talk it out. I'm one of those people that I need words. I need writing on whiteboards. I need to see the journey. I need to document it. I need to see what's happening. I need to go back over, look through the patterns. I sometimes rummage through old journals, old notebooks to see ideas that are repetitive, to see what it is that has been on my mind, because sometimes you miss it. So I started this journey of podcasting to document that portion of this travel of me pursuing this writing career. And I also started it so that I may be able to relate to other people who are also on some kind of passion chasing journey. Where are you going? How are we getting there? And how can we help each other reach our destination? And then once we reach it, how can we help each other create new goals to chase? So, and there's so many other reasons that I'm not even going to tap into today, but this was an ode to supporting myself. Support myself, do something that is conducive to a condition that will allow me to progress in this career. But it can't stop here. Like I did this. I've had the 1 year anniversary. You guys know the 1 year anniversary show is up. So I've done that. Okay. But I have to keep going. I have to do something else. And sometimes we spend too much time trying to figure out where the audience is. Like, do your thing. Put it out there because sometimes the audience just needs to find us and they need time. There's so much stuff in the universe, so much stuff going on, so much stuff being thrown at everyone, a ton of content, a ton of avenues to go through in order to find the things that you want to support. So sometimes your audience just needs time to find you. And I'm finding that. You know, I probably started with like 3 people who were listening to me. And I'm so thankful for how I've grown over the year where, you know, I'm over 1,000 and I'm like, wow, sometimes I'm like, how did these people find me? Where did they find the podcast? Who recommended it? Thank you. I appreciate you. Even with my books, like, you know, in my mind is like, oh, okay, I know about 5 people who's definitely going to buy this book. But when I see that the numbers are way more than 5, I'm like, wow, that's great. It's still not way more than 5 that's going to review the book. But hey, you know what? I'll take it in the time that it's coming. It's good. It's good. I'm going to keep producing content, but I also need to support myself. And I was thinking of ways of how to support myself. And sometimes my conclusion is that I need to be more supportive of others. Not that not that give and take, exchange, expectation. If I do this for you, you'll do it for me. Yes and no. So not on a personal level, but on a universal level. So if I keep supporting people and putting that out into the universe, then, you know, that same energy, even if it's my own, will come back around to me. And when it comes back around to me, it will swoop in some other supporters on the way. And I may find like-minded people who just love to support. I love to support other people. I was so excited on Black Friday when I had the opportunity to support small businesses that I had been meaning to support for so long, but I've been like, oh, counting my coins. Okay, we all know I love N8 Beauty, right? All know. I couldn't wait to order from them. So that was way before Black Friday. I needed to get my facial products from N8 Beauty. But, you know, and that's because I use a face wash every day. So I needed to replenish. I needed to refresh what was in the bathroom. So that goes in line with something that I would use every day and I was going to purchase anyway. But other brands where, you know, I may not necessarily be purchasing this thing or I may not use this thing on a regular basis, but I wanted to support it because I'm so excited over what you've done. So Mess in a Bottle, I love that brand. I do. I follow the woman who started it. I follow her on Instagram. I've liked her Facebook page or whatever. But for the longest time, I'm like, I really want to support that brand, but I have to be cautious of my coins. It's been a very long time since I've purchased clothing for myself. Most of the time, I purchase clothing for my daughter. So I couldn't wait. Black Friday, it was a sale. Yup, I'm going to purchase. So I'm so excited. I can't wait for my shirt to come in the mail. But Mess in a Bottle, I couldn't wait to support it. Another company called Hair Brew, a small company, but independently owned. I couldn't wait to support that. So I was very excited about that. And it made me feel good. It made me feel good. And I was less concentrated on what people needed to do for me and how people needed to support me. And it made me feel good that I was supporting them. And some weird way, it made me feel like I was supporting myself. And maybe that's what the universe was whispering to me that I need to do, is just take the focus off myself, continue to do my projects, continue to do my work, continue to do the things I'm most passionate about, but invest in the passions of other people and stop worrying about where the exchange is and stop worrying about what people are going to invest in you and how much time people are going to spend with your product. Do your thing. Do your thing. It's out there, but keep putting it out there. Don't worry about it. Doesn't mean you don't put it out there or you're not pressed. You are pressed to some degree. You want people to read your stuff. You want people to buy your artwork. You want people to listen to your music. Keep putting it out there. There's gonna be those people who are annoyed that you've posted for the third time today. There is. So what? They can keep scrolling. They can go past. They can decide what they're gonna do. There's also gonna be that person who's like, oh crap, I've seen this 3 times today. I meant to purchase the first time. I meant to click, but I got distracted. Thank God it came up again. Now I can listen. You know how many times people put music across my timeline, or I see posts about music and I'm like, gosh, I want to listen to that, but I get distracted. I'm doing something else. I'm paying attention elsewhere. My daughter's jumping off a nightstand or something. I'm like, and I forget. But then I see it again and I'm like, oh, let me hurry up and search this song in my title so I can save it and listen to it later. And then when I go in, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. So just keep doing it. Keep putting it out there. Support yourself though. You putting it out there. Don't worry about who else is going to retweet. Don't worry about who else is going to like. Don't worry about who else is going to share. You keep sharing your stuff. You keep putting it out there. You keep talking you up. You keep putting it out there. Support yourself. I don't care if you gotta get a t-shirt that has your name across it, that has your website across it, and you wear it every day. If that's how you're gonna support yourself, do that. And don't be surprised if you see me do it. Because I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out how is the best way for me to support myself. How is the best way for me to show myself that I believe in myself, that I believe in my product, that I think that what I'm doing is good, that what I believe in is good, and what I'm pursuing is good. How else can I show that to myself? And like-minded people fall in line. I'm telling you, they do. I've attracted so many people in my life. And, you know, I'm one of those people, someone like purchases my product and I'm like, I love you for life, right? And we get into conversation because nobody is just somebody who just purchased. You know, it's a connection because you're purchasing part of me. You're purchasing part of my life journey, my passion, something that I agonized over because I agonize over everything. So when you write a review, I'm forever grateful. I want to reach out to you and tell you hello. I want to say thank you. When I see people who repost my podcast, oh my God, I love you. Yo, my dude Paji, he reposts all the time. I love that. That's my dude. Yo, I'm like, some of these people I've never met before. And, you know, there's someone else that reposts my podcast and is like, they feel like I'm giving them energy and stuff. I love that. I love that. And I'm like, let me follow you. Let me talk to you. Let me see what's going on in your life. Let me see how you're relating to me and how I can relate to you. Maybe I can cover some topics. Maybe looking at your page makes me think of something. I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me talk about that. I get inspiration from you guys. So I thank you every time you support me. You send me a message, you repost, you retweet. I so appreciate it. And I want to take your lead and support myself in those same ways. And I encourage you to do the same same thing. The lead that you want people to do, whether it be at work and you want someone to advocate for your raise, you advocate for your raise. If you want someone to notice what you've done and suggest that you get a promotion, you suggest that you get a promotion. You advocate what you've done. A lot of times before calibration, people are looking at their goals and review and finding it so hard to complete, or they're agonizing over it. They don't really want to do these goals and accomplishments. And maybe it's the format that your company has it in. Maybe it's not an exciting format. Maybe you're so swamped you don't feel like you have the time, but make the time, because that is where you advocate for you. That is where you say, I'm badass and this is the stuff that I've done, and this is the stuff you need to be aware of, and this is why I deserve X, Y, and Z. And maybe not just to your boss or to your peers, but maybe to yourself. Maybe you got to remind yourself you're good at what you do. This is the accomplishment that you've made, and kudos to you. And so use that space. So wherever you're searching for support, think about how you can exemplify that support within yourself, because nobody gonna go hard for you like you. And I'm learning to go harder for myself. I've reluctantly go hard for myself, only because I'm like, well, who else is gonna do it? And I really want to put it out there, but it needs to be not so reluctant. It needs to be purposeful. It needs to be, it needs to be out there. I'm putting it out there, like for real. It needs to be purposeful, because you are great. You are wonderful. These passions, these purpose, this thing that you worked so hard for, this thing that you poured into, this thing that you experimented with, this thing that you tried, you were pulled in that direction for a reason, and it deserves to be out there. People deserve to notice. You deserve to notice. You deserve to say, hey, I did good and I'm doing good, so let me keep doing this. Do that. So that's my tidbit for today. And I'm going to go work on it. I'm going to end this and I'm going to go work on it. So if there's anything that you want to share with me, maybe you have a suggestion for how I can be better at this, please get at me at P Writes on Twitter, as well as at P Writes on Instagram. If you want to pick up any of my books, Long Neck Bottles is available on Amazon, Kindle, as well as Audible. My novels, In Her Makeup, as well as Soiled Sheets, juicy novels, I have to tell you, great reads. They are available on Amazon as well as Kindle. My new book, Stocking Stuffer, perfect for the holidays, great for the binger in your life, great for the college student who's home and you want to just add to the gifts. It's a great like coupled gift where you're giving a bunch of little gifts and you want to like add something to that. Books are great for that. You can get any of my books as Christmas gifts. But the new book, Musings While Binging, I think you'll enjoy it. It's kind of funny. It's all the things that I ponder or I question. Like when you're watching TV or you're watching movies or you're on the internet and you come up with these, it's kind of like that. So I think you'll enjoy that. Please pick it up. It's Musings While Binging. Other than that, I'm trying to work on this audiobook for Soiled Sheets, so stay tuned for that. I think that'll be pretty good. Again, if you have anything you want to share with me, please reach out to me on Twitter at P Writes or on Instagram at P Writes. I thank you so much for spending your time with me. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. Until next time when we could do lunch. Peace.